Okay, welcome to Chronologically Lost podcast. We're gonna start now.
Woohoo!
If you haven't seen Lost, go away.
Yeah, don't watch this.
Do not watch this if you have not seen the show Lost. And then don't just leave here. Go watch Lost. Simple.
And come back when you've watched 37 episodes of it in chronological order.
Correct. Get back to us then. Okay.
See
you
you in a year.
Exactly. Then you may re-adjourn here and listen to what we have to say. Until then.
Do you wanna know how to watch TV? Ba-da-da-da. Everything on AMC, the mystery. Ba-da-da-da. You hear about this and you read about that. I don't wanna look at Grumpy Cat. This is how to watch TV. What's that I hear? You hear the Lost finale. It's not your fault that you can't see what we see. This is how to watch TV. Comeuppance Network. This is how to watch TV. On Comeuppance Network. This is how to watch TV.
Chronologically Lost with Joel and Jenna. My name is Joel. This is Jenna.
We're brought to you by Comeuppance Network. You can find all of our social media links at thishishowtowatchtv.com.
I much prefer links to sites, gotta be honest.
Do I normally say links?
No. Yeah, you do.
Joel,
I'm talking about Jeremy.
Say
He
sites?
says sites.
Oh.
You can find all our social media sites.
No, but they're links. Literally.
I agree.
Well, so do you just have to tell him?
I could, but then it'll just be like, oh, whatever. Whatever. Like, that's a big deal.
I'd be
You
like,
say so many stupid things. Right.
Oh, they're sites.
Could you fix the little...
Oh my God, you're so anal.
Yeah. Well, it's video, gotta look
It's not
nice.
even in the shot.
It's not in that shot. It's in the regular one.
Oh.
She's
okay.
talking about the Facebook one. For if you want to watch this live, it's usually Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. So just get on the Facebook group.
I'm a total
for How to
pain
Watch
in the
TV.
rear and don't have the same day available every week.
No, it's fine. I canceled on Wednesday this week. But anyway, go to facebook.com/groups/howtowatchtv and join there, because then you'll be notified when we go live, and you can just watch it then if you prefer, or you can wait till Saturday like everybody else.
What he said.
I guess I should open up my notes for this episode. We
should wing it, like one whole episode.
Right. Get the fuck out of here. That will never, ever, ever happen.
Well, so it started on the beach, and then
Oh.
they went to the caves, and then we saw New Otherton, but it wasn't really, and then the beach again. And then I think we saw the cable going into the water, and then the episode ended, and it was really good.
Yeah. Thank you for that. That's why Jenna doesn't run the. That's why Jenna doesn't do the recaps.
Fine.
We start. Oh wait. So this is Chronologically Lost, episode 38, October 22nd through 27th, 2004, days 31 to 36 on the island. So they've been there a month now. It's a different vibe.
Yeah, they all are kind of okay with the fact that they're living there for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, in a way.
They're getting there.
Locke made some speeches in this talking about, how we shouldn't be, like almost like he was trying to get off the island, which he's clearly not.
No,
But
it was like, we're not like them, or...
Yeah, I don't know. He was giving speeches as if he's still trying to actively leave, but he's there, and...
Right.
I don't know. It's weird that they've been there a month now. Like, it's so different this way, isn't it?
It feels amazing this way.
Right?
I don't know. Every episode, I'm like, I don't remember that.
Oh, we definitely got a fill-in piece in this episode with Sun and Michael.
Okay.
That was when
kiss?
it says a thing at the bottom of the screen, like buried secrets,
I was
which is
so
what it was called.
nervous. I was like, oh my God, they can't kiss. What is going on? Like, and I mean, even Jeremy was like playing his video game, and he turns over and he's like looking, and we're both watching, and I was like, don't do it. Jin's gonna like pop out.
Right.
Like, anyway.
You're gonna add a new storyline.
Right. What is this? Freaking Paolo and Nikki? They're just gonna pop in?
Just pop it in. Literally, just
Literally.
gonna pop it in.
Got it.
We go to Dharmaville to start this one. And it's Ben cooking for Juliet.
Yes.
He lies and says he's feeling great because this is right after the plane crash. So he's got
That was
this
the opening
tumor.
scene over in Dharmaville?
Yeah.
I thought it opened with something else?
No.
Okay.
She thought it was a dinner party. He's like, nope.
No.
No. Oh, I should have been more clear.
Right.
Like, you're a fucking creepo here.
Yeah.
He thanks her for being good with Zach and Emma. He's buttering her up to be a mom. For him, I think. It never occurred to me till just now. But he's telling her how good she is with kids and stuff, and having her over for dinner, a candlelight dinner, and
So what? They were gonna keep Zach and Emma and be a couple and raise them
oh,
together?
maybe, or just in an order to say you would be a good mom to her, to like where maybe she'd have a kid with him.
I think he was wanting her alone so that he could have a reason to ask her on the hike to where he rubs it in her face that
fair
Goodwin's
enough.
dead.
Oh, spoilers.
We already saw that.
Yeah, right. No, we didn't.
Yes, we did. Goodwin dying? Absolutely.
We saw Goodwin dying.
That's
we
what I'm
didn't
saying.
see him take her there yet.
We
That's all I
saw
meant.
Goodwin dying.
Yeah. Oh, that wasn't I was just calling spoiler on the fact that Ben took her there. That was just fucking with you.
whatever.
Who gives a shit? Let's see. They've been asking about their mom in L.A., and he goes, they'll stop asking in time.
I know, what a jerk.
I mean, it's true. And she's like, they're children. Do they really belong here? And he's like, they're on the list. Who are we to question the all-powerful list?
Okay, but where is his list coming from? Because it's not coming from Jacob. So he's full of shit.
Yes.
So they're on this list, this magical list that I've made up in my head.
Mm-hmm. She asks about Goodwin since they have all the tail section lists completed. They collected all of them. Their tail section collection is like my amiibo collection.
Oh, they have it all. Okay.
Yeah, they got
everything.
They got everything they need. Everything on their list, they got it.
Yep.
She says he's been undercover for 3 weeks. It's been 4. Learn to count, Juliet.
Well.
This is day 31.
Oh.
Since they crashed.
Okay.
He left on plane crash day.
Yeah, he had to have.
Yeah. Ben says he's making a case for Anna Lucia. Goodwin is. He's making it seem like Goodwin's into Anna Lucia. You know, he's like, oh, he feels very passionately about her, almost inappropriately so. Yeah, fucking right.
Oh, he's
trying to make it seem like he's not into Juliet anymore.
Right.
You know, he's trying to fuck with her. After losing Ethan, it's a risk, and he's like, nah, no rush.
No
It's
big
fine.
deal. He's already dead.
He promises that his assignment will be over soon.
Yeah,
I like the way he
over.
worded it. Yeah, because that's definitely accurate.
It's definitely over.
And then we go to the opening Lost. Now, it's been a while since we've been in Dharmaville.
Like since the 70s.
No.
Right? Oh, since the gassing-ish? No, what was the last part?
I mean,
The
maybe...
incident? No, that was a long time ago.
Whoa, we just discussed it. Ethan leaving. We saw the plane crash
plane
from
crashing
above.
was when we were there. I'm sorry.
Was that around the book club time, or was the book club before that?
They were all inside getting ready to have the book club meeting, and Ben wasn't invited, and they all walked
what
outside.
that was. Gotcha. Okay.
And he's like, "Oh, I didn't know."
I guess I'm out of the book club. Yeah, so it's just weird to think about what could be going on there during all this time. We're almost to the point where the tail section is just with our group. That is a long fucking walk. How could they be so far away?
I pulled up the map and showed you they were really far away.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We did talk about that.
Plus, they weren't walking they just started walking like 3 days ago.
No.
Has
We
it
haven't
been a few
seen
weeks?
it's been at least a week and a half,
Oh.
maybe 2 weeks since they started walking.
Okay.
Again, it's just I in this order I consider where everybody else is on the island,
Mm-hmm.
whereas I just didn't do that before. You know, you didn't know that they were there, so it never
Right.
occurred to you. And like even watching it back, you don't think, oh well, the others are. You know, it's just Ben and them. They're just having dinner right now.
Well, and watching it this way, Nikki and Paulo fit in, and
Right.
I
Like,
mean,
doesn't that kind of bum you out that
Yeah.
it almost works
it
this
definitely works this way
way? Yeah.
because they were there. Their past story has been there. They're there for all the speeches.
Yeah.
Everything is good. I mean, we just never met them until.
Guess
like,
what?
season 3.
Nikki and Paolo.
No, still thumbs down, but that they're okay.
It's nice to God damn it, Zeb. Are you commenting on something you haven't seen?
Probably. I have airplane mode on.
I see no comments. That's excellent. That's helpful. I love when I go to that and it just completely disrupts me talking. Anyway, we
Good
go
stuff.
we go to the beach back on day 31.
He said hello.
Oh, hello. Beach on day 31. Jen is fishing. Wait a minute. Is that day 31? Let me see. Did I end up putting 36? No, I didn't.
Uh-oh, are we going to have to wing a day?
Nope. I got it. I just have to backtrack real quick. 35, 34. I mean, super exciting. Sorry. 33.
You didn't number the days? Is that the problem?
No, I did, but I numbered them wrong.
Oh, Lord.
I forgot that this was the next day. Juliet and Ben were eating at night.
Okay.
This was day 31 through 36. I had 31 through 35 because I
Okay.
counted this as still as day 31. So this is day 32 now. Jen is fishing as Sun like jerks off from behind in a bush. I don't know what she was doing there. She's just like, So, I don't know. It was just weird. She's like creeping from the bushes.
Wasn't that
That
when
was the thing.
when she went to sneak off to hide the license? None of that made sense.
Okay, well, it will. And then she just wanders into the woods, and then she looks at her California driver's license for Dahlia Choi. So it was her alternate.
I get that.
Yeah.
But why the hell would she wait 32 days to bury it? She made the decisions to stay with him 32 days ago. If she needed to bury it, don't you think she could have done that on day like 1 or 2?
It is weird timing. It's a weird choice of timing,
But
and
this
she
was
looks so different than she did.
So this was
the
like
time.
the fake episode or
This
the
is
web episode?
These are the webisodes that they added in later, so they weren't filmed at the same time.
Okay.
So continuity was off.
So when I was watching this, I was like, "What is she doing? Where is this? So I must not have ever seen this.
No, you would
webisode.
not have ever seen that.
Okay.
It wasn't an episode. It's that little chunk that you saw right there. That was it.
Why
It was a
bother?
mini-sode. It just filled in little pieces, like when Jack's dad gave him the watch out on the beach before his wedding. It just filled in a little piece for you. They were
Okay.
called like missing pieces.
But they didn't explain anything, so thanks.
Yeah, it wasn't a very helpful missing piece.
Unuseful missing pieces is what they should have been called.
So Michael's looking for Vincent and stumbles on Sun and asks if she's okay. He finds the ID. She tries to explain, but he stops her, and then she tells him that she was going to leave Jen. And she was afraid. Can we maybe mute our phone?
I did. That was an alarm to
Oh.
take the garbage out.
Oh, good.
We normally don't podcast during garbage night hours.
Pathetic. She said she was afraid, so she changed her mind. And then he tells her that things will change, and she's like, it's too late. Which is what he later said to her.
He did.
Yeah.
I
It's
still
so-
think this is all too corny, and why the hell would they like lean in for a kiss? I don't know.
Well, this place is her punishment. It's her destiny. And he's like, or she says, he's not the man I fell in love with. That's a bit harsh. I don't think that's the case. I think it's a fucked up situation that you're in, and
he can't communicate with anybody.
Michael hugs and comforts her, and then they have a moment where they almost kiss until Vincent shows up and barks.
Yeah, totally awkward.
Yeah. At the beach, we see Jen's eye, and then he's looking.
I thought it was Sun's eye.
No. Sun's eye. I don't know why that sounded so ridiculous. He's looking out at the water, and then I'm assuming he flashes back because he just kept looking out at the water.
Oh yeah, that. I remember that now.
He sees Sun walking by the water in her bathing suit, and then he tries to come cover her up, and they start arguing, and everyone's just like rolling their eyes, and Jack's like, "Oh, there they go again."
Right. They're
So
like
apparently
the
this
famous
happens
fighting
all the
couple.
time. Yeah. They all consider intervening.
Yeah.
And then
They're like, no.
Michael sees Jen knock Sun down and decides it's time. And then he breaks it up and starts talking shit to Jen. And Sun slaps him but gives him a look as if to say, I'm sorry, I just did that for his sake.
Yeah.
Michael's stunned as Jen and Sun walk away. And then she tries to hold his hand, and he childishly pulls back.
Oh, I thought they were holding hands and he was dragging her away or something like that.
No, when they walked away, she kind of stormed off and took his hand, and then he pulled his hand away from her. Let's see. We go to the caves, and Sun's getting dressed as Jen asks what's going on between her and Michael. She's like, What? Nothing. So that was there before. He always asked that. And we now know that there almost was something between her and Michael.
But we had always seen the slap, so...
But we didn't know that there was anything preceding the slap.
Okay, I get it.
the connection that they made where they almost kissed. I think that's a realization between two people where they're like, oh, we're kind of connected in a way.
Oh.
Even though we didn't, like we knew that was just about to happen and we
Yeah.
stopped it. So like that would change your mental
the way
connection
you look
with
at somebody,
people.
I guess, yeah.
So we go to the beach and then Son goes to Michael and apologizes and he gets it. He stuck his nose where it didn't belong. She says she was protecting him from Jin. You don't know what he's capable of.
Right.
It's like, not my problem.
Right.
I mean,
that's on you.
I hate when people say shit like that. I don't know if it's just me. When people say, you have no idea what I'm capable of. Or, you know what I mean? Just garbage like that when they're trying to be threatening.
Can you
it's
show
laughable.
me?
Yeah, it's laughable. It's laughable. So I'm laughing. Ha.
Ha.
We go to the golf course again.
Yeah, I did not think that this was referenced that many times.
Right. I don't remember so many golf things.
And
it's because it's so scattered.
Okay, but when you're really frustrated, don't go to a golf course. That's like the last place that you should go if you're really frustrated. I mean,
you're not wrong.
Unless you're very good.
Yeah.
I mean, like
You're not wrong.
Jin's there to like let out his aggression. Like,
I mean, and where does he find perfectly round rocks? I mean, they're not perfectly round, but golf ball sized rocks.
to
Come on.
repeatedly hit?
Yeah.
Maybe they're shells from the beach.
I mean, he just had a pile of rocks there that he was
Oh.
just scooping out and hitting. It was just like, that's a bit convenient.
I was just irritated by the fact that he was supposed to be letting off steam playing golf.
Playing golf, yeah.
Because when I go to play golf, all I do is get frustrated.
And want to let off steam when you get home.
Yeah. He should have gone and hit up Sawyer for the alcohol.
Right.
That would have been fine.
Hurley suggests that he hit sea urchin. They have more of a ping. I thought that was pretty funny. He tries to smooth things over by having made some fishing poles, I think. And Jin isn't biting.
Ha.
Get it?
Got it.
Fishing puns. We go to the beach camp. Shannon is tying a knot, and Saeed asks if she has a past in the Navy she neglected to tell him about. I don't know why that wording is so much better. He did another one recently where he just says one word in a sentence that makes it that much better of a sentence, and neglected was that word this time.
I don't know if it's
Why didn't you tell me that? Do you have a past in the Navy you didn't tell me about?
Right.
Not as good of a line as
Yeah.
you neglected to tell me about.
He has a writer that is telling him what to say. We don't have that in our lives. Okay.
We absolutely do. Everything is being written a
Your
millisecond
life.
before we say it.
Yeah. Okay.
Your brain had to think it first.
Well, our brains don't think like Saeed's writer. That's my point.
I want to say things like neglected.
Okay. I'll
My brain feels neglected.
You were neglected.
from Saeed's writer.
Something is neglected.
Well, anyway, that gets a pretty big smile from her. She learned how to tie knots by dating guys with sailboats. And he flirts, pretending he's worried she's spending her Saturdays with rope and an overweight aunt. And she suggests they get some rope and spend Saturday alone together and see what happens.
Do they have to wait till Saturday? I mean, what day is it today?
Oh, shit. That is a good question.
How
Keep talking.
long
Day
are they
32.
really gonna wait?
So we're talking October 23rd.
Which was what day of the week?
Just relax. I'm going to year here. October
God.
23rd, 2004. October 23rd is
Maybe-
Saturday. This is Saturday.
October 23rd.
2004. It's Saturday.
Oh, that day.
That day
was
is Saturday.
Okay,
That's
because
what
I
they're
thought
talking
that
about.
they met back up that night
Yeah.
to hang out, and I was like, oh, I mean, it's like Tuesday. You could just hang out today. You don't have to wait till Saturday.
No,
that would
it
really
is
suck.
Saturday. Yeah, so they're good.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous that they went to that detail to make that
It was-
statement on a Saturday.
Right. Again, it blows my mind the continuity that they keep in this show. It doesn't make sense to me that that's when, as soon as I try to start writing something like that, I start thinking of all those extraneous details, and then I'm instantly lost. Like, I forgot what the story was. I'm just, because I love all that stuff so much more than the story, even though I really love the story.
Like when
but-
I go watch a comedian live and they like tell the story and then they wrap it back around to the thing that they first said, and I'm like, you're a genius. I wish I could talk like that. I mean, I just can't. I'm terrible at storytelling, so I'd forget the original point, and then I
Right.
veer off into this other side
when you
story.
pull it back, it's so lucky. I've done it on a couple podcasts. You just, by accident, you bring it back to the same
Yeah.
thing, and it just, it's
Loop it
good.
back around.
Uh-huh. Let's see. So we go to the raft, and Walt brings Michael some cables. Michael thinks he's going to love New York. He's excited to show Walt the buildings. And, for the architecture. Walt's like, buildings? He says the Flatiron building built in 1902 inspired him to start drawing and designing things. He's passionate about this, and Walt's just like, can I go throw the ball with the dog? That's great, Dad. Yeah, good. Can I do something else?
I mean, Walt reminds me so much of my children.
Yeah?
Doesn't give a rat's ass about what you're talking about. So, can I go throw the ball around outside?
The thing I asked you when I walked up,
right.
But you interrupted to tell me your thing.
Yeah, you were telling me about this building that I don't care about. So,
Something about ironing
I'm going to go
pants
play
in
with
a
the
building?
dog. Is that okay? Like, what in the world? Every day.
Jack notes Michael's progress on the boat, on the raft, which is impressive.
Yeah.
They did a lot of shit. Where did they find those perfectly cut beams with the holes in them? I mean, give me these.
Right.
I mean, I know that they're support beams from the thing,
Didn't they burn the plane?
but it's metal, so that shouldn't burn. It was the bodies they were burning in the fuselage. It was just acting as like
but after Walt burned the raft, they didn't reuse those steel beams.
They used these.
They did?
Well, I mean, this is the raft that goes out on the water.
They did. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought.
But those things, give me a break. Those are too perfect.
Right.
They're all three the same size. Give me a break.
Maybe they had a metal saw that they cut through them.
Well, Jack tells Michael that there's a lot of talk about who's going with him, and he's like, well, it's not the Queen Mary or whatever the fuck he said. It'll only hold 4.
Yeah.
And there's only 1 spot left, and he's like, So who took the 1 spot?
Right.
Sawyer took it, obviously. He bought his way in with the cable. He had a cable that he could use for the mast, is what it was. And he's like, what's the matter, Doc? Feeling left out? He could have used that to hold up the whole east wing of his new beach house, but he decided to buy into the boat. Good thing I'm a saver, not a spender, he says. Let's see. We go to the beach camp at night, and Kate is talking to Son about how long she's going to let this continue with Jen. And she's like, he's my husband. Yeah, a husband you're afraid to tell you speak English.
Right.
He wasn't always like this. He used to tell her she was beautiful. Then he was different.
Because you freaking caused that. You were the one who who paid off his mom and caused him to be
because
your dad's
heaven forbid he's
slave
embarrassed
and all that
or
shit. Yeah, no, it was
ashamed
terrible. All
ever
your
in your
fault,
life. You
son.
can't ever make a mistake and learn from it.
Your fault, son.
Yeah, it's all her fault. Let's see. So where are we at here? The raft is on fire. They hear some commotion, and then the raft's on fire, and Michael assumes Jen did it, of course. Similar to how quickly we forget. Similar to how Jen assumed that Michael stole his watch.
Yes.
And just went and whooped his ass without question.
They've just had a lot of bad interactions.
Right. It's just nonstop.
They need to just be nobodies, like Arst and...
Right, exactly. Just chill out, everybody.
Right.
Let's just relax. Let's see. Michael is demanding to know where Jen is as Walt tries to put the fire out, saying he was going to confess right then, but Michael cut him off. Did you catch that? Walt went over to try to help to put it out. He's like, and Michael pulled him away. Like he was going to explain that he didn't mean for it to get this out of hand or whatever, Jack, she doesn't understand you. It's funny.
Yeah.
He's yelling at her. Jack says, we don't know Jen did this. And Sawyer, Michael, and Charlie are like, dude, seriously?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Then who did it? So we go to the caves, and Son finds Jen tending to a wound, seemingly from lighting the raft on fire. I mean, he is burned. And she says Michael was trying to get us off the island. Jen does not like this. He does not take it well.
That Michael was trying
Michael's trying to get us off the island. Like he's not, again, it's this weird, we look at it almost as romantic for some reason, but it's this macho bullshit where he has to be her savior.
Right.
Why are we okay? Why is it like, oh, it's okay. It's just that culture. It's I mean, it's
no
still
idea.
shitty.
I think they're overplaying that that's how things are done there.
You
just
think so?
To, like, accentuate.
I don't know.
characters.
It may really be like that.
And maybe it is.
With the shame thing, anyway.
I have no idea. We live in America, so we don't
we?
experience that shit. I don't know.
We do.
The only shame that happens here is when your parents tell you you're a second-class citizen for being a smoker.
Right. Fair enough.
Which our parents did. They shamed us out of being smokers, so high five for that.
Shame.
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 Check out the Game of Thrones podcast,
yeah.
too, because we did that one on Monday. And we're going to come back and talk one more time this coming Monday. So it'll be out next Wednesday, live on Facebook on Monday. Very clear.
What are you doing on
We're
that
just talking about everything, the whole show, just talking for an hour.
one? Oh.
Just anything that might be coming up that we think where storylines might be going. Just whatever.
Am I invited to that one?
If you want to. Would you want to sit in on it?
Sure.
Okay.
Do you have an extra mic for me?
Ah, shit.
I'll share with Jeremy. He
You'll
can
have
just
to
sit. He can just sit over here and
You'll
yell.
you'll kneel in the middle, and I can put one on the table. Yeah, we can plug you in. Sure, why not? Let's see. What are we gonna do with all your kids? Jen will probably be off. She'll be happy to watch.
She would love to watch all 6 of them at the same time.
Let's see. So at the beach camp, Boone is approached by Saeed. He wants to talk about Shannon. He's like, "It's possible your sister and I are gonna become more than friends." Again, lovely wording. Is this a Middle Eastern thing?
Yeah,
that's pretty good. His hope is you won't object, and then he didn't say anything. He's like, I was extending a courtesy, not asking your permission, asshole. Right. He tells him about Shannon, that she likes older men and guys who can take care of her. And when she's done using you, she moves on. Don't take it personal.
So Boone is his mannerisms have completely changed.
But he's not wrong in what he's saying about her.
I know.
Either.
I'm saying the way he acts is like he's been traumatized, from the experience with Shannon dying.
Well, not traumatized. He was able to let go because he had to let go in that moment.
I get it,
yeah.
But his personality,
but that was the point
not
of
like
it.
I get that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he's totally different.
Yeah.
And I mean, still,
it's like they're not there though all the time, isn't it? It's weird. It's like we haven't seen Jack in a while. Like he's there, but he's so background. It feels.
We haven't seen them at the hatch, so we don't really know where.
What the progress is.
I really feel like the next time we see the hatch, it's going to be all dug out.
I mean, I know that we see it one more time when he builds that crazy contraption.
Yeah. And they're trying to break it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. Day 33. Jin wakes up by a tree in the jungle. Apparently, he went on. He was just pouting, and that was the equivalent of sleeping on the couch.
Okay.
And he washes his hands in a stream until Sawyer tells him he messed up his ride and kicks him in the face.
Oh my god! And I was like, "Oh, ow!"
Oh snap! Right in the face. Back at the camp, Shannon's trying to put a tarp up and asks Saeed for help, and he's being weird, and she notices.
Super weird.
He suggests she find someone else to help,
which is really crappy. Even
and then she's
after
like, "I know
Boone
you've been
said.
talking to my brother."
Right.
But why would he buy that so quickly? I mean,
don't know.
maybe it's true. Maybe it's absolutely
it is
true.
absolutely true.
But I don't know. The way that wasn't a big deal. Like, she could have literally asked anybody walking by to do that. It wasn't like she needed some big brutish guy to do that job. It was hold this tarp for a second.
Yeah.
She could have had Arse to do that.
Yes.
If he was not busy discovering new spiders. In the jungle, she goes looking for Boone and finds Locke cutting a frog, which was pretty great. Locke hasn't seen his jungle pal. She tells him to tell Boone to keep his mouth shut, and if he's got something to say, should I be writing this down?
Right.
The great fucking line. Locke is so detached at this point.
Yes.
It's great. I enjoy the character a lot
do.
at this point. Let's see. He asks if she likes Saeed, and he's like, if you do, what does that have to do with your brother? You can yell at Boone all you want, but all you're doing is exactly what he wants. He just wants your attention. So
I don't know if Locke is genuine and trying to be helpful, or
if he's still trying to get Boone available to help him. I think it's genuine. Everyone gets a new life on this island. Maybe it's time you start yours.
I agree.
I mean, it's totally valid, but yeah, it seems it's just detached. He's just looking at things objectively at this point.
I guess.
He's just going, here's the reality. I'm here. I can walk again. Why am I going to question that?
But he hasn't said that to anybody. Nobody knows that he couldn't walk.
No.
I don't know.
Let's see. Sawyer has Jin tied up, and he's like, if you ain't scared, you ought to be. It's Lord of the Flies time now. At the beach, Michael's charging at Jin, and everyone stops him, and he's like, why you burn my raft, man? Just kept saying it over and over again. Why you burn my raft, man? Fuck. The way that we see what Jin hears. So good.
Yeah.
You know, just...
But it wasn't muffled.
It was like they were rewinding speech.
Oh,
you
I
couldn't hear what they were saying. He was hearing them talk, but he couldn't understand the words. It was like if we were listening to somebody speak Chinese. You just hear sounds, and you're like, what?
Right. Was that a word?
It was cool hearing it from his point of view, because that'd be terrifying.
Absolutely.
As much as being blind or deaf or something, just not being able to fucking communicate. Sun sympathizes, and then Jin says something to them. And Saeed and Sawyer don't let Jack stop Michael and Jin from fighting. Jin gets up and talks more shit until Sun tells him to stop it. And she speaks English in front of the group. And then Jin has a bloody nose as she tells that he didn't burn the raft. Right. I was like, whoa, didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
Jin was trying to put it out, and then why did he run? And she doesn't have an answer. Or she asks him why he ran, and then she says he's many things, but he's not a liar. He didn't answer, I guess.
Right.
Sawyer gives her shit for lecturing them about lying, considering Jin didn't even know.
Right.
And Locke steps in and entertains Michael's conspiracy theory. Okay, it's personal, but why take it out on our best chance to get off the island? Why would anyone block our attempts to go home? I mean, that's a good question. Ask Ben. Ask the Dharma Initiative. Ask Jacob. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's just Ben shit.
What?
Blocking the signal to make the island hidden. Or was that Jacob? Maybe Jacob, too. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I wasn't even really thinking about it. I don't know why I speculated one way or the other. We're content blaming each other, but we aren't the problem. They are. They attacked us, sabotaged us, abducted us, murdered us. Maybe it's time we stop blaming us and start worrying about them. We're not the only people on this island, and we all know it. Good speech. That's a nice little live together, die alone speech of Locke's own.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Sun says he didn't do it, and Michael and Walt walk off. Meeting adjourned, apparently. Everybody just kind of dissipates, and then Jin walks away from Sun. Back at the raft, Michael's seeing what he can salvage. Apparently nothing.
Well,
he's like, we can't salvage anything. Yeah, exactly. So he loses his shit, and then he apologizes to Walt. We all have setbacks. It's just life. We'll start over. It was sweet.
And Walt's like, oh, you're going to start over?
Yeah, Walt wants to help this time, though. Back at the caves, Jin's still not talking to Sun. He's packing his shit. Why didn't he just tell her he burnt... Wait, what? Why didn't he just tell her he burnt the raft? Why didn't he just tell her he didn't burn the raft?
Right. I don't know.
What did she do? This is what she's asking. This is what she's asking him. What did she do to deserve the silent treatment? When did we stop talking? Don't act surprised. Miss speaks English secretly. Fuck off. And then she says in English, I was going to leave you. I was going to get away, but you made me change my mind. You made me think that you still love me. She wants to go back to the beginning, and then he drops the recurring line on her. Boom, it's too late.
Yes.
But that was a line that was added after the fact.
Yeah,
so they just tied it in.
Yeah.
They brought it back there, yeah. Okay.
I mean, her speech there got me. I was going to leave you, all of that. But he had no idea what she was saying. She could have at least said it to where he understood her.
I think that's the point. She was finally able to release it. To
yeah,
just go, I needed to say this to your face.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
It was good.
It turns out he pulls off a mask, and it's Jin from the 70s with long hair, and he understands everything she said.
Okay, Arya.
Yeah. Let's see. At the beach, Kate is being yelled at by Arst and Shannon as Nikki and Paulo approach. They're giving her shit about finding the guns.
How did they find out?
That seems so late. What? Just now?
Yeah.
It's been a while since they did the gun thing. I mean, that may have been last episode.
How did they just find out about that?
I don't know, because shit gets around eventually to the lesser group members.
Oh,
they're the B team.
Sawyer must sell that information.
Right, exactly. He traded somebody. So he says the pigs are walking. It's a reference to George Orwell's Animal Farm. I don't know if you ever had to read that book in school.
No, we didn't read books in school.
The animals end up running the farm, but they I don't know if they ousted the humans or what, but the pigs end up becoming like the humans. They end up sleeping in the house, and they eventually teach themselves to walk upright. So he's just making a dig at them.
Wasn't that, the Three Little Pigs?
No.
Oh.
Nikki asked where she found the case, so they wanted to go to the waterfall.
That's because she just wants the diamonds.
Yes. So we go to the waterfall, and Nikki's giving Paolo a hard time about him not wanting to go in the water.
I don't remember this episode.
No?
Was this a
All
webisode?
in the Nikki and Paolo episode.
Oh, it was all in one?
Yeah, anything with Nikki and Paolo was in their one episode.
Oh, that's it?
No, sorry. Season 3 up to their episode. I think their episode was like 14. So
Okay.
there were a few pieces with Nikki and Paolo throughout, but they were set in the present. So those will be the things we see towards the end of their run.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he's like, if you didn't need me to find the bag, would we still be together? And she's like, yeah, well, it's worth $8 million. So not really an answer.
Right.
He dives in and he swims past the row of seats and finds a bag, but doesn't tell her he did.
Right.
And then he just goes back under. Now, if you're that distrusting, okay? You're Nikki here. You're watching him. He goes underwater. He's under there for a little bit. He comes up, and she's like, "You find anything?" He's like, "Nope, nah, didn't.
No, nothing at all.
Nope. Okay. Well, I'll see you later."
Right. She
And
just
then
got
she
out.
just goes.
What a dick.
She was never in the water.
I know.
She just walks
She's not-
away, and then he goes back under, and she's not like, "What? Why didn't you get out if there's nothing under there?"
She wasn't going to wait for him to get out and dry off.
But still, that's what I'm
Maybe
saying.
she
You're
was
just
going to
walk
find him
away.
a towel.
Yeah. And then she comes back, and he's getting out with the bag.
Sorry.
Busted. She's not coming back. That's so stupid. Like, just wait to
She's
see if he
such a
gets out.
jerk.
There's nothing in there. Okay, let's go. I'm watching.
Right. Well,
Let's
he could
go.
go back later.
Yeah, he could. But when? She's always up his ass.
Maybe.
Let's see. At the beach camp at night, Shannon comes to Saeed and kisses him. A beautiful silhouette shot.
It really was.
Yeah. He asks what that was for, and she repeats what Locke said to her. Everyone gets a new life on the
Yeah.
island. I want to start mine now.
Because it's Saturday. It's Saturday.
Is it still Saturday?
Ooh, ooh.
Shit, is it still Saturday? I don't think it's still Saturday.
It's got to be, because they were going to date on Saturday.
Yeah,
Are they
that
going to
was
wait
the-
a whole
that was the
week to
second
tie knots
day.
together?
That was the second
Oh
day.
my
We're on day
God.
we're on day 3 of this episode, so we're on Sunday now.
All right.
God
well,
damn it! Now I lost my spot.
Sorry.
Let's see. Jin woke up by a tree. Let's see. He sees what he can salvage. Oh, okay. So Walt's playing backgammon in the background, and Locke asks if he has an opponent. He's like, Hurley owes me 83,000.
So, Locke's allowed to play with Walt now?
I guess so.
Okay.
Well, the first thing he asked was, "Where's your dad?"
Yeah. He's like an hour away, and he doesn't care about me. So
Yeah, exactly. I'm not allowed to leave the
we can
caves at
play.
night. It's been a while since they played. Michael's down at the beach. He's not allowed to leave the caves after dark, and he asks if Locke has a dad. He's like, everyone's got a dad. He's like, is he cool? No.
Not at all.
No, he's not.
No, he stole my fucking kidney.
Right. Too much exposition. Sorry. He was just bad.
It was really it was bad.
Didn't mean to give that away.
Why?
Just like if Locke said that.
Oh, he stole
Just
my
right
kidney?
then, he's like, yeah, he stole my kidney and pushed me out of a window. Oh, fuck.
Right.
No.
Yeah. No, he was,
Yeah,
he
he
just sucked.
No, he's not. Walt is good at the game, and so is he good at the game in the sense that like Man in Black and Jacob were the game they were playing? It's basically the same game as what they're trying to get
No,
at.
I think Walt is just good at everything he does. Right?
Okay.
Like,
Or is he's just a natural at this island shit? I mean, he tells him pretty much he loves living here. He's
if
been
he
moving his whole
enjoys
life.
doing something, it comes easily to him.
Okay.
Like imagining the birds, and then the bird just comes to him, or I don't know. That's just
Yeah.
what I took from that.
Well, he says he likes it here, and Locke's like, yeah, I like it here too. It's interesting because we know that Walt ends up coming back at the end.
Do we?
Yes,
Was that in the webisode?
that was in The New Man in Charge.
Oh,
It'll be the last thing we watch before the epilogue.
before they then get on another plane
Yes.
and land.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait to get to that. I haven't seen that in
I
a
know, I'm
while,
excited.
especially separately like that.
We only have like 70 episodes till we get there.
Right, we're almost there. No, we're at 60, almost 60 episodes. It's like episode 101.
Oh my god.
So we're getting close. Another year.
38, yeah.
We only have
a
another. We
while.
only have a little over a year of this left. A year and a half.
Oh my god.
Holy bug!
What is that?
What is that shit?
It looks like a flying ant. Don't make it. It literally has wings. You need to
Well,
kill it.
what am I going to do then?
You have to kill it on the thing. Oh God, are you gonna freak out? Joel's gonna freak out. Oh God, you're gonna smell. What was it?
I don't know, but it's dead. It's big is what
It looks
was.
like the queen ant with wings. Oh, he's like ghostly. He's pale, freaked out.
Day 34.
Oh God.
On the
30
raft. The raft. Jin brings bamboo pieces to Michael and says, boat.
Boat.
Well, who taught him boat?
Right.
How does he distinguish boat?
From raft.
Right.
Right. They were calling it a raft.
Yeah.
Nobody said boat.
Nobody fucking said boat.
Maybe his dad, being a fisherman, he knew the word boat.
God damn it. It all comes back to Jin's dad being a fisherman and me not
and you
noticing
just
that.
don't get it.
I just don't
I
get it.
don't understand why you don't get that.
Okay. Anyway, it was a nice moment. Hurley's listening to music, and Saeed and Shannon are getting along well. Sun walks to the water and does the action figure pose, finally. I mean, and then it just falls down behind her. Just like that. She
and then
lets it go.
I kept like looking like, is that the bathing suit she's wearing in the statue that Joel has? Because I don't think that's the same bathing suit. And then when I got here today, I was like, oh, it's the same bathing suit.
Same bathing suit. Yep. So that's okay. Now that one's done. Break it. Throw it in the garbage.
away.
We're done with
We'll
it.
never use
We'll
sun
never use
again.
it again.
The next one would be her drowning in a boat.
Right.
We'll
Oh,
just put her.
boo.
Oh, sorry.
Let's see. She steps into the water and it's cold and she's doing the sinking thing like Kate did.
When we get to that episode, can we take her out and put her in like a fishbowl and like with a weight at the bottom?
Yeah. Please,
Okay.
we will. Let's see. So Charlie brings Claire something on the beach and Hurley's listening to the song and then it dies and he drops a Sawyer, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And damn, it lasted more than a month. The Walkman. It lasted 34 days.
I mean, the only time I can remember actually using a Walkman was when we went to Maryland to do that ADD testing.
Wow, you remember back then, huh?
And I had was it Beastie Boys? Girls, dun, 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 girls, dun, 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 and that whole CD. And I remember listening to that song over and over and over.
Because it was great, yeah.
I mean, how old was I? Like 10?
Yeah,
12?
Probably not appropriate for
I
your
had
age.
to be way younger. Well, somewhere around that age. But yeah, Walkman. So it was 20 years ago.
Well.
And so who brought the Walkman on the plane?
Hurley. It was his. It's his music.
Oh, I didn't know that it was his.
You didn't notice that every time he got on the plane, he put headphones on?
Oh.
That was part of his thing. When he would get on the plane, he'd put headphones on to
Didn't they
comfort
have iPhones
himself.
in 2004?
No, 2007.
7?
Yeah. Late 2007, so they didn't even appear
So
on
I had
the show.
like a Nextel flip phone. Hello.
Yeah, exactly.
Beep beep.
Yeah. Yeah.
The chirping.
The chirping. Let's see, day 35. That was a quick fucking day. That was
Yeah,
it for day
fast.
34. Day 35 at the raft, Hurley's helping Jin tie the bamboo. Michael's starting to understand Jin a bit. In one day, he's starting to understand him more. I guess if you're with him all the time, yeah.
Yeah.
Michael has people standing guard 24/7. He's looking for something to send out as an SOS to passing ships. So this is where they're going to end up looking for the flare.
Yeah.
And Hurley mentions Saeed saying Russo had batteries. So we go to the beach camp and Saeed is adamant that he won't do it. He doesn't know how to find her, or do you not want to?
Oh,
Hurley
that
said.
too.
Yeah, Saeed's stressed out, not knowing what she meant on the map. And he says the map is pointing to the dark territory. The dark territory.
And that
Territory.
was the Black Rock?
No, maybe. Yeah, it might have been the Black Rock area. He's like, does that sound like a place you'd like to visit?
Right.
And then Hurley sees the numbers. Now, there's an equation above the numbers that said A equals, and then it's got the division thing, is that square root? Or is that just, that's square root of, like, it's like 13 over y minus 9x over 500 times 2. Like, it's just
Gibberish.
crazy. I mean, maybe that's the Valenzetti equation. I don't know.
I have no idea what that is.
That's supposed to output the numbers. there's supposed to be some equation that gets you to the numbers.
Okay.
That's known as a Valenzetti equation. It's
2
supposed
plus
to be
2 equals 4.
It's supposed to be the first book written by somebody, and it's out of print. You can't get it. You know what I mean? It's one of those fictitious things that I would love to fucking have.
Yeah.
I want that book. Let's see. We go to the beach camp at night, and Saeed is trying to sleep, then notices Hurley looking down on him. He's like, "Are you awake?" He's like, "I'm asking myself the same thing right now."
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? He's asking about what Saeed and Shannon figured out. What about the numbers? He thought they might be coordinates at one point, and then Hurley remembered that Saeed found the wire, then followed it to her. And he's clearly more into Russo now that he found the numbers in her writing. And then he ends up stealing the map. And then day 36. I mean, he's just going to go fucking go out on his own.
So why he find the numbers on something else in this episode?
What was his big motivation? Oh, the numbers. Yeah, duh. That's all that it was. He saw the numbers, so now he needs to find her.
But he saw them on something else other than the map.
Yeah, they were just written on a piece of paper.
No, I mean, before that.
What do you mean?
He saw him somewhere else on the island.
Did he? I mean, in the 70s, he saw him on the hatch.
I thought...
I don't think he's seen him on the island yet.
Man, well, so maybe just on this piece of paper.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. So the next day, day 36, last day of this episode, at the caves, Hurley's packing water in a backpack, and Charlie says good morning, and then he lies about not going anywhere.
Right.
Charlie wants to go with, and he's like, "I need alone time." He's got 4 big-ass bottles of water, and it rips open the backpack. He's like, I'm a big guy. I get dehydrated easy.
Right.
Do you? Is that how it works?
I don't know.
I mean, isn't there lots of liquid to be absorbed by the body in that type of scenario?
Not sure.
He's just going to drop dead.
He could.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because he could sweat a lot from all the exercise.
Yeah. Okay. On the beach, Locke needs Claire's help on a project. She's nearly 9 months pregnant, and he asks if she can hold a saw and move her hand back and forth. Can you do that?
No.
Hilarious. What are we building? And then we go to the caves, and Saeed asks Jack accusingly where the map is, then says he had Hurley do his dirty work. And Jack's like...
What?
And he's like, "Oh, you clearly have no idea." Then Charlie tells them that he was going out for a walk and acting like a loon. And then they kind of put 2 and 2 together and get 4, 8, 15, running? 16, 23, 42. Yeah. Yeah, and then they all start... Yeah, exactly. Well, all they have to do is walk at regular speed, and they'll probably catch up to Hurley.
Well, that's
walking on the beach in sand like that? Fuck that. That one shot of him when he's walking with the thing on his head looked brutal.
Okay, and all I could think during that shot was, thank goodness he wore his own gym shoes on the plane. Because what if he decided to wear sandals and didn't have a pair of his own gym shoes? Right. And now you're stuck on this island for
with 38 flip-flops and
days
socks.
With flip-flops and socks, yeah. Or flip-flops with no socks, and then he's got a size 14 wide foot, and nobody has a pair of shoes to fit him.
Okay, you know what we need to go back and check? How long it took Saeed to find Russo's wire from when he left. Because it felt like that was like a day.
Well, he was gone for several days.
But he walked right down the beach the same way that Hurley did. You're not going to tell me that Hurley made a beeline right for the rope in a way, or right for the wire in a way that Saeed didn't.
I don't care enough.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, so we go to the beach camp, and Shannon is asking when Saeed will be back. She's worried about him. Jack and Charlie are ready, and Saeed tells her he'll be fine. So that always ends well. Let's see. We go to the beach, and Hurley's walking with a shirt on his head, and he finds the wire, which is now completely uncovered. Wouldn't it sink just like Kate's feet were sinking? Why is it fucking sitting on top of the sand? Whereas before, it was just a little piece of the wire frayed was sticking out. You know?
I had no idea. Maybe Ethan was playing with it before he died. First of all, it goes down to the what? Is it that the hose goes down to that?
That's electricity for the looking glass station, yeah.
Which is the one that's underwater.
Correct.
So, but where does the electricity come from? Just the ground? Because it comes.
Yeah, that's interesting. How did it end up or why does it go into the ground like that?
So is it going down to another hatch underneath?
Maybe
that right there?
Possibly.
Is there a hatch over by
There's hatches.
Rousseau?
I don't think we see every hatch. Like, I think there are hatches that we don't see.
Well, that's lame.
Yeah, right? I want to see all of them.
Right, in detail, and I'd like to visit them.
I need to get... You know what I'm for real going to do? I'm going to get a color palette from the hatch. I'm going to have them make a color palette from the hatch and then use that for, like, my studio or something. You know what I mean? Like, make a room.
We need to buy...
I'm definitely doing one based on the Dharmaville yellow.
Like the old banks. You need to find, like, the bank chute. Like that... What was that hatch where they were
a pneumatic tube? Yes, that would be so great. Yes, for real. Any kind of shit like that, I'm in.
I'm on it. I'll look for one.
So, I mean, imagine like a living room or something that's done in like the palette of the Dharmaville. So you'd get like yellows and greens and blues and whites. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be really fucking cool.
Are you going to have a record player that just plays that one song over and over?
You can't play a record if you can't play a record.
No.
Oh, no, that one?
That's not the song.
The one that was skipping? The song that was skipping, remember, for Chang?
No, I was just thinking about the one that...
Desmond plays?
Desmond plays, yeah. So, I'm pretty sure that we need to find one of those bank chutes so that when you're in your living room and I'm in my living room, we could send each other notes.
I mean, as opposed to our text messages.
Text messaging is super outdated. We need to go back to bank chutes. Yes, that song is just on repeat from your record player.
Done. Let's see. So we go to he follows the thing and he's yelling for Danielle before he goes into the woods. And then back at the raft, Sawyer's trying to read but has a headache, and Michael's building the raft in a noisy way and it's bothering him. Walt asks why he isn't helping, and he's like, I am helping, Short Round. I'm keeping an eye out for arsonists.
Is this when he was needing a pair of glasses but doesn't have them yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's getting a headache reading because he can't see, right?
I would
he's straining. Michael says Walt's got a point, and then some bamboo comes unraveled and Michael and Jen bark at each other back and forth, and Sawyer storms off, and Michael's yelling at Jen as Son looks on, and she's telling Kate that he'll never speak to her again, which...
It's pretty true.
Kate says he needs time, and she's like, I humiliated him. Just that culture thing is really irritating. Just fucking take it on the chin, Jen, and move on.
Right.
Oh, okay, fine. I fucked up, and you did this because of that.
Right.
I mean, moving on. When the raft sails, does Kate think that he's going to leave with them?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I can factually tell you
leaving.
that he's absolutely leaving.
And you're going to give him a book.
Right, you're gonna give him a cheat sheet on how to speak.
Right. Spoiler alert.
Let's see. In the jungle, Hurley follows the wire, and then he sees a boar hanging dead.
Yes. And then he just
Which
keeps
he
walking.
stops, he cuts it down, he cooks it, he eats.
He should have.
Right. They steal that on the way back, the boar. He steps on something as Saeed tells him not to move. So, of course, I mean, the fucking timing of stuff like that is always so ridiculous.
Yeah, don't move.
Like, just if he had waited a second, if Saeed was a second later, Turley blown up.
No,
or not blown up, but stabbed to death. Yeah. Hurley swinging on that thing. He's standing on a pressure trigger. There's a huge stabby ball on a string ready to kill him.
Where'd she get these freaking pressure triggers?
I don't know
and
what
she
that
was
is
a
exactly.
pregnant woman coming on a ship. How did she learn to make pressure triggers and electric beds? And I mean, Jesus.
Did you catch that they were going to try the Indiana Jones thing?
What?
With Hurley?
No.
Saeed was like, we need to get something to replace his weight. And Charlie's like, how are we going to do that?
Right.
And Hurley's
is
like,
there
hey.
a boulder over here?
Hurley's like, hey. He got pissed at that one. But they were going to try to swap it out before the thing noticed. Like they did in Indiana Jones, I'm pretty sure.
The only Indiana Jones that I ever paid attention to was when we went to Hollywood Studios.
Right, twice. I have video of the last time from previous. Let's see. Jack tells him not to move, and Hurley wants to drop the wire, then does. He's like, I'm going to drop this. Nothing. He thinks he's spry and can get out of the way in time, and he fucking makes it.
He did, yeah.
They ask what's wrong with him and what he's doing out here, and he says he came to get a battery. Said's like, fuck it, fine, I'll lead you. And then, oh shit, I don't remember the wire going into the ground.
Yeah.
I did not remember that happening when we watched it before.
Oh, really?
I don't remember the wire going into the ground.
Well...
Up until this scene then. Like, I'm sure I've seen that before and it just spaced out, but
probably.
I wasn't combing through it before. Like, we've literally talked through every second of this show almost
Yes.
up till now. 38 episodes worth. Like, that's a lot of combing
It's a
through.
lot.
Like, when we were trying to do that with Star Wars, Jeremy was like, I've never analyzed these movies like this.
Yeah.
Like, trying to hold it up to, you know what I mean? Like, you don't get to just skirt away with something. Like, let's examine that.
Yeah.
You know, not just watching it as a fleeting
Yeah,
scene.
I really think that it was going down into another hatch, and they were just...
Okay, I like that. Let's see. So, this poses somewhat of a problem, he
Right.
says, when the thing goes into the ground. And then Charlie tells him to come see this, and it's a cliff with a rope bridge. Saeed's like, yeah, I never saw this before.
Yeah.
And then, so he obviously... but he did go over it with Danielle? She took
We
him
don't
over
know
it?
that.
No, she couldn't have.
How
Because
was
he fucking walked back. So here's the fucked up thing, okay? Geologically, this doesn't make sense. Geographically, rather. First of all, Hurley walks over, and then they're all terrified. And then he makes it. Then Charlie goes, if he can do it, why can he not stop himself from talking shit about Hurley's weight?
Right.
Every time he talks, he's just saying
it makes
shitty
sense. Like, if the 400-pound guy
Yeah,
can walk
right.
across a bridge, I think my 170-pound...
Well, but so when they eventually get over there, I'll come back to the bridge walking part. They're by her hut because that's what blew up.
What
The
did?
underground thing where she had Saeed.
But we don't know that it was by Hurley. It could have been over by Jack and Saeed when they were walking, because they didn't cross the
But
bridge.
Hurley, didn't he step on the thing?
No.
Yeah, Hurley stepped on the thing at the end.
On what thing?
Oh, wait, no, Jack does that. Okay, sorry. So it is by Jack and Saeed. So that makes sense. Never mind. Point dismissed.
Okay.
Let's see. So
But she abandoned her hut, right?
yeah, is it when the bridge broke for Charlie? Do you think the island was trying to kill him? Like, was it already trying to kill him? Like, he was always destined
maybe.
to die, and like that was the first time he evaded it.
No idea. That would have been the second time.
What was the first one? The swimming.
When he was hung.
Oh yeah, see.
But
So maybe he was supposed to die there, and Jack saved him because Jack can't let go.
And now Hurley saved him?
Any reasonable person would not have kept beating on his chest.
right.
So he should have been dead.
Yeah.
Huh. And I just thought it was kind of interesting that, in a fatalist kind of way, that's the island
Yeah.
trying to exact its
I
revenge
guess.
on him. Or, take
It's
it out on
not
him
Final
now.
Destination.
Right. It feels a little bit-ish.
Although
a little
every
fun.
time I'm on the highway, I think about that stupid freaking movie.
Right. Jen and I were driving, and she's just cruising behind this car. I'm like, Jen, do we have to be in this Final Destination scenario? There's 2 fucking ladders on the car in
Yeah.
front of us. They will go through, pierce us, and leave the children without parents.
Yeah,
Can you move around it, please? And she's like, seriously? I'm like, yes.
So Mom said that one time she was going to a customer site with Andy, and they were at a stoplight, and a semi with one of those giant metal
Rolly wheel things. Yeah, the big circles.
They look like you would put
Spindle.
wire around them. She said it fell off and rolled into a building. Like, it fell off to the side. There happened to be no car next to it, and rolled. If that would have fallen on your car, everybody's dead.
Dead.
Oh my god.
Let's see. Jack tells them to stay where they are as they find a way around, and Hurley's like, oh, screw that. You guys stay. There's a path. Charlie gets pissed and says, listen to Jack. You're acting like a bloody lunatic. So, I mean, obviously he almost died, so I guess I get his point.
Yeah.
In the jungle, Claire guesses that Locke and her are building a trap, and he asks her to hand him the glue that he made out of rendered animal fat, because that's a thing that people do.
It's next to the heroin over
She's
there.
astonished.
Yeah.
Just doesn't get it. And he should have one of those shows where he fixes up houses for people.
Yeah.
And she thanks him, and he's like, no, I don't want to do that.
No.
He used to inspect houses for people.
He did.
Nadia specifically. She needed something to do, so that's why she was thanking him. She's tired of trying to remember what happened to her out there, and it's still just bits and pieces, and Locke's like, well, maybe I can help. I'm good at putting bits and pieces together. I don't remember if she ends up confiding in him.
I don't know.
We go to Rousseau's jungle, and Saeed and Jack are wandering around, and Saeed says that the area is familiar, so we're close. He's like, how do you know? I thought she lived underground. And then Jack steps on a line and blows her place up. And Hurley looks around wondering what happened, and then
Right.
that was the end of the episode. So why they didn't have to go over the bridge
Right.
is basically the gist of it. And how are you going to walk around that? Where are you going to find another way across that? If there was another way across that, there wouldn't be a fucking bridge.
Well, so how'd they get back?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Oh.
I don't know how they get back at this point. I forgot. It's been too long since I've seen
They
it.
jump into the magical creek and I don't know. Swim back.
I mean, this is the first episode, I think, since we've started Chronologically Lost, where I was like, oh, damn, I really want to watch the next episode right now.
I felt the same way. I was ready to just turn on the next one. And I was
Right.
like, no, Joel will be mad at me.
Well, because we would have to just stop talking about what happened next. We couldn't
No,
mention...
because we would mention stuff
Right.
ahead. Because we
Yeah.
always do.
Well, but I'm
even if
talking...
we haven't watched it.
Yeah, I guess so. But, this is... So, have you felt that before on any of these?
Once or twice.
Yeah. It hasn't been like, oh, I need to watch the next one. But this one I was
Yeah,
like,
I'm excited.
oh, I'm into it. Let's do the next
Yeah.
one. So I'll probably watch that one earlier than next Wednesday night or something, or next Tuesday night, normal watching times.
I don't know, next...
When are we
Next
going
week
to
is
be
4th of
back next
July.
week so we could tell the people for the live feed?
Wednesday should be good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll be back Wednesday on the live feed and on YouTube next Saturday. Was there something I was supposed to play at the end of this? I can't remember. I don't think so.
This is how to watch TV.
Yeah, I know that thing that we play with. You know why? Because...
This is how to watch TV.
See you later.
All these memories in my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind. I'm still a secret lemonade drinker.